All right, folks, this is a funny one or a weird one, or maybe both. I don't know. I don't think they're mutually exclusive. But even as our allies, Israel and Ukraine, are waging war, even as we're heading towards another unnecessary and costly government shutdown, even as Republicans have paralyzed the House of Representatives with their dysfunction and stupidity, one Republican chairwoman has made it her mission to investigate President Biden's dog. But before we unpack all that, if you haven't yet, please hit that like, subscribe, and the alert bell. Maybe check out my Patreon. I'd appreciate the support. Yep, that's where we are. All the things facing this country and the planet, anthropogenic climate change, Donald Trump being deranged, whatever. Virginia Fox, the chairwoman of, the House Education and Workforce Committee, she has concerns about President Biden's dog, and she wants to investigate further. Let me explain. So over the past couple of years, President Biden's German Shepherd commander has reportedly bit at people 12 times, in the past couple of years. Now, I don't own a dog. I don't know how unusual that is. I'm not saying it's great. Not exactly, I would think, something that merits congressional resources and attention. It's certainly not at a time that the House of Representatives is again effectively in recess, paralyzed with incompetence and stupidity. And yet, Virginia Fox issued a letter to President Biden and the acting labor secretary saying that the White House was failing to uphold its responsibility to ensure workplace safety and health for its workers. I'm concerned these incidents are an indicator of larger occupational safety and health failures at the White House, because, of course, it wouldn't be a Republican investigation without a conspiracy. I'm sure they're finding a basis right now to try to get Commander to sit down and be a witness for the impeachment inquiry. Maybe this is somehow tied to like Hunter Biden's laptop in Burisma. It's absurd. So in the letter, however, recent reports concerning White House staff and U.S. Secret Service personnel regularly incurring dog bites indicate that occupational hazards are prevalent at the White House. The press has reported 12 biting incidents involving the president's dog, Commander, since 2021, including incidents resulting in employee hospitalizations. There was at least one Secret Service agent hospitalized, which again is serious, but does this really merit a active congressional oversight? Does it really? Apparently Virginia Fox seems to think so. And again, this would probably be unusual and kind of weird even if things were operating smoothly with the House of Representatives or Republicans, but we're so far from that. This is just strange. This is once again indicative of the GOP's priorities. The way I phrased it was on Twitter. We have Russia invading Ukraine, Israel's war with Hamas, a 4 times indicted fascist as the GOP frontrunner, a House in recess because the GOP can't make it 5 minutes without brawling. But one Republican can find the time to obsess over Biden's dog. The GOP is the inferior party. Folks, it is. I understand that sometimes I do get comments every now and then. Most of them are positive and reinforcing. I know some people think, Josiah, you're being too incendiary. And again, I want to be clear. I'm not referring to rank-and-file Republican voters. I grew up in rural Kentucky. Most of my family member and friends are conservative, are Republicans. I love them. Now, I think their political opinions suck, but I love them dearly. The Republican Party, in terms of its leadership, the politicians, the people who actually shape the animating principles, the policies, if such a thing has ever existed, this is not a party worth the votes and loyalty of my conservative family members who have given him anyway, or your conservative family members and friends, right? These are people. Virginia Fox is an elected representative who has the experience and knowledge to know and do better than what she does. And instead, at a time like this, with all the things I just mentioned, she thinks that President Biden's dog is high enough, like she's thinking about it. She's probably, wherever she is right now, she's stewing over it. She's like, that dog. Can you imagine if Joe Biden had a cat or a goldfish or a hamster? Can you imagine? Imagine if he had a variety of pets. It's so strange. She'd be sending out letters, probably subpoenas left, right, and center. She's probably sending a subpoena wrapped around like a dog bone, right? To try to get Commander to testify before the House Education and Workforce Subcommittee. Folks, this is bizarre. It's laughable. It's pathetic. She should be mocked ruthlessly and relentlessly along with her other Republican cohorts. This is really what you're devoting precious resources to? Trying to investigate. It's absurd. This is where the Republican Party's priorities are. Excuse me, struggle there. The Republican Party's priorities are. This is it. They're pursuing the president's dog. Keep that in mind because we have an election coming up. And this is why I stress vote blue in November, no matter who.